welcome to Big Boof Bets, Get That Money Podcast, Playoff Edition. I'm Nate Stephenson, joined by Mr. Big Boofy Scureman and Tony T-Bone Guarino. How y'all doing, everybody?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's New Year's Eve. Looking forward to a fun night tonight. But beforehand, we got a chance to talk a little ball here, and we're going to kind of share our thoughts with you for the week coming up.
Sounds good, man. Get down a little business. We gotta get out of that holiday debt now. That wall ain't thick anymore.
Yeah, sadly. How you doing, Tony?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to get out of 2019 and just look forward here to 2020. See if we can make that money.
Always trying to get that money.
Absolutely. How'd we do last week, man? The last final week of the regular season here.
Well, we went 3-3. It felt like we got screwed again, man. Especially on the Steelers-Ravens under 37. The total ended up being a 38. And just watching the game, there was a particular sequence towards the end where the Steelers fumbled the snap on a punt. And I remember they send the punt team out, and I turned an 8, and I'm like, yes, good. All right, we're punting the ball. Good. Get it out of here. Well, the Steelers fumble the snap on the punt, and then they take an intentional grounding from inside the end zone, both of which cost them a touchdown for the Ravens, a safety and a touchdown. And that's just 9 extra points in a game that points just really weren't happening as expected, and they end up busting our under bet on that one. Besides that, we had the Chiefs minus 4.5 at halftime. They did not show up in the first half for us. And then we had the Redskins plus 11. Same thing. That was one we got it wrong. Cowboys steamrolled them. Our winners for the week were the Saints minus 13, the Rams minus 5.5, and the Titans minus 5. Those were all pretty comfortably in control the whole time. That'll bring our total for the season to 38, 29, and 3, giving us a 56.7% success rate.
It's still making money. Not where we want to be, but still in the positive. So, the bare minimum, it's making money is not losing money. I like making money.
We're looking to make our own playoff push here.
Indeed.
All right, let's kick off this Wildcard weekend with the Buffalo Bills at the Houston Texans. Texans laying 2.5 with the over-under at 43.
I love the Bills here. If you can get them at +3, I love the Bills even better. I think that the Texans have not shown to be a upper tier team. I think they're kind of just above middle of the road. A little bit of a disappointing year for them, even though they did win the division. They barely won the division. You got Watson banged up. The Texans just haven't looked that great on offense. They haven't looked that great on defense. The Bills are coming in rested, hungry, and ready to go. I love the Bills here. Like I said, especially if you can grab it at 3.
I got it at 3 right now on FoxBet. So
all right, so yeah, even better. I love the Bills here. You give me 3 points, and I think they're going to win. I'll definitely take the 3 points. Definitely Bills, baby. Top 5 it.
I feel like you already know how I feel about this one. I've been loving the Bills all season. I'm not about to jump off the bandwagon here. I'm going to circle the wagons and take the Bills +3. I feel excellent about it. You want to lock it in, Nate?
I'll definitely lock it in.
All right, good. Let's make that our first lock of the week here. Just a little bit to elaborate. Watson's injury was a back injury. I don't think that's something that, obviously he's going to play, but I don't know if you're going to get the full 100% of his arsenal.
He hasn't looked that great recently anyway.
I know it's one game. That Tampa game is really tough to get over when they give you the football that many times and you can't move the ball against one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. Beyond that, I know they were saying that J.J. Watt may be coming back. I don't know. Watt for me has had some nice numbers while he's been in, but he hasn't been the same game wrecker. And again, it's the same thing. He has I think his was a pectoral tear. And again, if you're playing defensive line, that's just an injury that's going to be tough to ignore. You know what I mean? So I don't know what all we're going to get out of him. Maybe he'll get the little rah boost, but that only gets you so far. Love the Bills here. Give me the +3. Let's lock it in.
Lock it in, baby. Get that money.
Okay, the final AFC wildcard game for Saturday features the Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots. The Pats laying 5, and you're over-under at 44.
Boof, I said it last week. The dynasty is dead.
You did.
Not only did the Dolphins cover 16.5, they won. They won. New England, and they have to have it for a bye for the playoffs. Home game in Foxborough in December. All the stats you hear about the Patriots, blah, blah, blah. They know what the Dolphins said. I don't care. You're playing next week. Suck it. And you know what? I loved every second of it, baby. I loved it. I loved it. The Titans are hot. The Patriots dynasty is dead. I'm definitely taking +5 with the Titans, and I will be taking them on the money line. I am not afraid of the Patriots anymore. I told you how many weeks ago, told you last week, the Patriots dynasty is dead. It's dead. Kill it.
Now myself, I've been living in my fears a little bit when it comes to going against New England. And I came around when Buffalo was going up to Foxborough, and I got burned on it. But I'm ready to go against New England in Foxborough again. Tennessee +5. Get that money, baby. Let's go. A couple extra things to add to it. Ryan Tannehill, since he has taken over as the starter in Tennessee, is awesome. He is the top rate or the highest quarterback rating among all starting quarterbacks. Derrick Henry is your league's leading rusher. Passed up Nick Chubb last week. So we got an excellent running game and an excellent passing game. We got a strong defense. Tennessee beat the Patriots last season, so it's not like they got any sort of mental hurdle to get over. They actually played them twice, and they split last year. So they already know they're capable of beating that team. I'm with you, man. The dynasty is done, at least for this year. And give me the Titans +5. It is a lock, and let's get that money. Get that money!
Okay, so that takes us to the NFC wildcard games on Sunday. Starting first with the Minnesota Vikings at the New Orleans Saints. Saints laying 8 with the over-under at 49.
So, Boof, is this a big game?
It's playoffs. I would say this qualifies as a big game.
Is Kirk Cousins the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings?
It is my understanding that, yes, he is still the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings.
Does he ever play that good in a big game?
No.
Yes. Saints. Saints are definitely going to win. I mean, take that to the bank. So definitely money line all day. If you want to add that onto any bet, you can up that payout right there. That's an easy one. Saints money line. I am not even that afraid of laying the 8 points. Yeah, I'd like it better if it was 7 points or 6.5 points, but I'm not super afraid even of 8 points because I do think that Kirk Cousins is not going to play that good because it's a big game and he doesn't normally do that. Plus, Saints are at home in the Dome, big home field advantage. They think this is their year. They've had 2 heartbreaking losses in the playoffs the last 2 years. I think this is their year. I think this is Drew Brees' year in the NFC to get to the Super Bowl. They are coming out, balls to the wall, and they are laying it on the Vikings, I think, at home. So I definitely I don't know if it's lock it in over a touchdown in the playoffs, but it's damn close for me, man. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Saints. The 8 it for me is too high to get in on it as a lock. But like you said, I mean, to me, there's no way they lose the game. So you can tack that onto any bet and improve your payout, just like you said. I don't know. Xavier Rhodes has not been very good this year. He's going to be up against Michael Thomas. I think that is a matchup that severely favors the Saints. And just the stuff you said, man. I mean, they've been waiting for this all year. The Vikings are actually one of the heartbreaking losses in the playoffs. I'm sure they're still, having nightmares about Stephon Diggs going down the sideline on them and that stupid missed tackle, like Hail Mary crap.
Yeah.
So I like the Saints to go to the Super Bowl from the NFC. That means we got to win this week. So I like the Saints. I know later we were going to share some extra stuff for you, but we have some ideas on some alternate spreads that you can get in on and maybe feel a little bit more comfortable about.
Absolutely. A little more something for the people in a bit here, for sure.
Plus, we all know Kirk Cousins doesn't play well against teams with gold helmets. So that brings us to our final NFC wildcard matchup on Sunday, which is between the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles, with the Seahawks laying 1.5 and the over-under at 46.
This might as well be a bye for the Seahawks because anyone from the Eagles division that has no right being in the playoffs, it's in what amounts to the Seahawks versus the Eagles practice squad, which is, God bless the Eagles for even getting into the playoffs and mustering up everything they did to actually get into the playoffs. So kudos to them, but all right, you just won your Super Bowl by getting into the playoffs. Now it's big boy time. Seattle is a contender, an actual legit contender for the Super Bowl. You have MVP candidate Russell Wilson at quarterback. You got a bunch of weapons on offense, and the Seattle defense, even though it isn't the Legion of Boom it used to be, is still pretty solid against an Eagles offense that literally doesn't have anyone healthy except for Wentz, which is ironic because normally it's literally completely the opposite. Normally everyone else is healthy and Wentz isn't playing, which if you talk to a lot of Eagle fans, I feel like they'd trade. But unfortunately, you can't do that. So I love the Seahawks here, laying only 1.5 on the road. It's probably my second favorite bet of the week, honestly. I love that a lot. I will definitely top 5 it. I feel like you're pretty comfortable with that as well there, Mr. Booth.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with the Eagles showing a lot of heart, finishing the season 4-0, all of them against the division opponents, and getting into the playoffs, winning their division. Sadly, that's kind of like the JV league this year. You got the NFC East has been pretty crappy. The Seahawks come from one of the better divisions in football, where they're knocking last year's NFC Super Bowl representative down to 9-7. And you still got the 49ers and themselves here. Kind of an interesting scheduling quirk with how everything worked out here. The first time that Seattle played San Francisco, they followed it up by going to Philly and getting a win 17-9. Now, Seattle just played San Francisco. They are ready to follow it up here this week. They're going to Philly, and I expect them to get another win. This for me is my number one pick. This is my favorite pick of the week. I love Seattle minus 1.5, and it is a lock for me. Beyond that, I am also a big fan of the under 46 points in this game.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Going back through, Seattle has played in games that are under 5 out of the last 7, and I think Philly was 5 out of the last 8. And again, the first time they played the game was 17-9, so that was a very low-scoring game. Philadelphia is even more injured on offense than they were in that one. I think you can count on the under. So I'm a big fan of the under as well. And Nate, you want to lock that one in as well?
Oh, absolutely, man. Lock it in.
All right, so 2 locks in it. This is my favorite game. This is my most bettable game, if you will. I love Seahawks minus 1.5, and I love the under 46 points. Both are locks. And let's get that money.
Get that money.
All right, this week we're going to move into something a little bit different. We're going to offer up just a little bit extra opportunity for some extra cheese on the week, given that we have a smaller slate on the playoffs here. I think I can kick things off here, if you will. Those of you who bet using the FanDuel app, I'm going to offer up something that I like to call a parlay inception. We are going to parlay some parlays.
Which is like so great. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, so if you're familiar and you go ahead and check out the parlay tab on each game, we're going to go ahead and take parlay number 5 from the Buffalo Bills and Houston Texans, which we will select Buffalo Bills plus 5.5 and under 49.5 points. We'll move to the Titans and Patriots, where we will also select parlay number 5, taking the Titans plus 6.5 and the under 51.5 points. Moving to the New Orleans Saints and Vikings, we'll take the money line for the New Orleans Saints and the total points over 47.5. And then the final game with the Seahawks and the Eagles, will take the Seahawks at +1.5 and the under 54.5 points, which is also parlay number 5.
Ooh.
So that 4-team parlay of the parlays gives you a +2234 odds. Feel free to bet as many units as you feel comfortable there and hopefully claim your many, many units in return.
So what you're saying, Tone, is if you wanted to go super ham and bet like a G, you'd win like over 22 Gs just on that parlay.
I believe that's how it works.
Wow. Don't let my girlfriend listen to this podcast this week. All joking aside, I like that. I mean, if you're trying to get a little freaky and give yourself some still decent odds of hitting something like that, I think that's pretty cool, man. That's definitely some good stuff this week with that. How about you, Boof? I know you said you had a thing or two you liked as well.
Yeah, I just did we like to move lines around in our parlays and get safer parlays, if you will, while still being able to get a positive payout.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely one thing that I've kind of taken from Nate, and I did have one that I already put this parlay in, and I was going to share it with you guys. So I got the Bills at +10.5, and that was a -370 payout. I got the Titans at +10.5. That was a -230 payout. We got the Saints down to -2.5. That was a -320 payout. And then the Seahawks at +3.5. That was a -220 payout. And when you parlay all of them together, your payout is +248. So simple math for you. If you bet $100, you would win $248. Now, my thinking just with all of those are just, I don't see any way none of these happen. You know what I mean? Like, the Bills are definitely going to cover 10 points. Titans are going to cover 10 points. Love the Saints to win, so we'll take it under a field goal here. That'll take care of that. And then I love the Seahawks to win, and I give myself an extra field goal's worth of buffer in case Philadelphia was to pull off the upset. So that's a parlay I feel pretty confident in. And I just wanted to be able to share it with you guys since we got a little extra time here with the shorter week.
Absolutely. You can even, the crazy part is you can even add a few more points, which is basically what I did on the one that I sent to the guys here earlier this morning, and you're still at about +160. So that's $100 bet's going to win you $160. That was the Titans +11.5, Bills +11.5, and Seahawks +11.5. So I mean, you're adding points to everything and taking the Saints on the money line. You're still getting $160 return on a $100 bet, which is still, I think that's pretty damn safe. So I mean, as far as like the super safe parlay, I love that one a lot. And just honestly, to circle back around, there was a couple other single bets I wanted to share with everybody. As far as prop bets, there was one in the Bills. I haven't seen the player props come out this week yet, but just going off historical data, it being a playoff game and all, and Josh Allen liking to run and normally running a decent amount, the playoffs are all bets are off. You're not going to be seeing quarterbacks slide as much, and plus, like I said, you have a running quarterback. If you see a player prop for Josh Allen over under rushing yards in the mid-30s, take the over. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet there. I like that. If I see anything under, honestly, 30 around in the 35 range, I'm probably going to jump on that. And then also just building off of the Saints' home field advantage and my thought process that even if the Vikings get the ball first, Kirk Cousins could score for the Saints. Saints score first and win is only at -114. So that's also something I'll probably get a little freaky with and add in a parlay or two. So again, just you're going stuff on. You're basing stuff off of historical data. It's the playoffs, and teams are going to do anything they can to win at this point. All bets are off. So, or in this case, hopefully all bets are successful for all of us. With that said, is there anything else you guys would like to add on this beautiful New Year's Eve?
Let's just recap our locks and call it a day.
Sounds like a plan.
Just to recap, our locks for the week are the Titans +5. We've got the Bills +3, Seahawks -1.5, and then the Seahawks and Eagles under 46. Best of luck to everybody, and let's get that money.
Get that money.